Hello and welcome to Three Questions with. Got my friend Don McGee with us. Don is a nutrition evangelist. Hey Don, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me here.
I guess that's the place we're going to start. What is a nutrition evangelist?
It's a great question. So I use the term nutrition evangelist rather than nutrition coach because I am super passionate about being healthy. And healthy is not a one size fits all. There's not just one answer to it. So that's what I do. I work with folks to figure out what their healthy is.
So Don, one of the challenges when you want to become healthy, it's just so overwhelming because every article you read seems to contradict the one before. And then at the end, you just get frustrated because you're like, well, then I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing that's not working. You must see that all the time.
Absolutely. The noise out there is incredible. And cutting through that, gosh, it's really not simple. And my philosophy really centers around one simple thing. It's that there are no good or bad foods. There are just choices that we make. And if you don't like the results you're making, you need to start making different choices. That doesn't mean throwing the baby out with the bathwater. That doesn't mean, not eating and starving yourself. That doesn't mean skipping food groups. That means making small incremental choices that helps you feel the way you want to feel.
I like the way you summed that up because, for us, it's great being a guy because guys, in my experience, lose weight quicker than women. I have a lot of husband wife teams that, start being healthier and the wife's ready to smack the husband because we just lose weight so much quicker. But, exactly what we were joking before the show. Don, I really, really like French fries. So if you're like, hey, Kev, you can never have another French fry. Hey, Don, we ain't friends anymore. But like I said, it's all about the choices and making good choices, but balancing it with having a life, if no better term. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can have anything you want. You just can't have everything all the time, right? Because that's where we get into trouble, right? I love cake. I love ice cream. I love French fries. I love wine. I love beer. But if I had a steady diet of all of those, right? I like to say if you have a steady diet of donuts, you're going to start to look like a donut very soon. And that's not my goal. It may be somebody else's goal, but it's not my goal.
So, yeah. So walk me through the process. How do you start helping people make those type of decisions? Or like you said, sometimes I have a friend, like I don't understand why I'm putting on weight. And then we'll talk about what they had to eat that day. I'm like, these tough questions, but sometimes you just don't think like, Don, I had two donuts. What's the big deal? Well, there might be a big deal there.
Absolutely. So, we start at a place that has a conversation very much like, well, tell me what's not great about where you're at and tell me where you want to be and tell me why you want to go there. That's where everything starts. It all starts with why. If you're a fan of Simon Sinek, it all starts with why. And we go from there. People, if they want to make changes, have to make changes. And so we have to see if they're really willing and ready to do that. And that's where we start.
I really liked first. I really liked the why. I agree with Simon on that one. But like I said, it comes down to being ready. Because I find as people, I would like to, but I'm not ready. I still want to go and stop and have that breakfast that I have every day. And if it makes you happy, that's totally cool. But
Right.
if you know you're not happy and you're willing to make those adjustments, but it really comes down to that why and are people ready? I imagine that's your biggest challenge.
It is, I tell a lot of people that a lot of what I work with is mindset. And if I called myself a mindset coach, people wouldn't come work with me. But that's it. You have to stop and think if you want to be able to run the Boston Marathon next year, you have to get started with running a quarter of a mile and then half a mile and then a mile. We don't get off the couch and start running a marathon, right? But you have to be willing to make some of those changes. And the same thing happens with anything that you want to do to make changes in your health.
So, Dawn, what's the best way to reach out to you? How can people learn more?
Sure. So my website is dawnmcgee.guru. That's a super easy way. It's got all of my contact and services and everything. And then I've got a great free group on Facebook. It's called Never Diet Again, because that's how I feel about food. I think we should all skip the diets. And so if you come join me there, we have some great conversations.
Awesome. Don, I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to jump on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you.